This lesson, we are going to study about the continental drift theory. So what is this continental drift theory? So continental drift theory, it tries to explain the distribution of continents. How did this continents evolved? Okay, so it tries to explain the evolution and distribution of the present day continents. We know that we have 7 continents. Okay, so let's study about the distribution of the oceans and the continents. So as we know, we have 7 continents, and the 7 continents together, they constitute only 29% of the total earth surface. Remember this. हमारे पास 7 continents है और 7 continents एक साथ मिला करके we have only 29% of the earth surface. Remember this. Now the remaining area, okay, these 29%, we know that the 29% are the continents, but what about the remaining area? So the 71% of the remaining area is under the water, that is oceans. And here these are the continents. Okay, so this distribution is quite uneven. Okay, that only 29% is available to us for staying or for living. So this distribution of oceans and continents, this has been an important point or important point of interest in between the scientist fraternity. Okay, the scientists have been trying to put forward the theories or the explanation to explain the distribution of oceans and continents. How did these oceans evolve, or how did these continents evolve? So a lot of theories were given by scientists. So today we are going to study about one of the important theories which was put forward by a scientist. So it is said that all the present day continents were the part of a single landmass, and later on they attained the present position, okay, through some kind of movement. And one of the theory which was put forward was called as a continental drift theory. Okay, and this continental drift theory was put forward by Alfred Wegener. Here, now Alfred Wegener, he was a scientist and he gave us the theory of continental drift. Now according to him, he said that earlier there was a single landmass, and that single landmass he named as Pangaea. He called that single landmass as Pangaea. Okay, and he said that there was only a single landmass earlier and there was only a single ocean, and he gave the name of Panthalassa. Okay, so he said that there was only a single ocean and that ocean was called as Panthalassa. And then he said that there was only a single landmass, a single continent, and that he called as Pangaea. Now what happened? He said that over a period of time, he said that this single landmass was divided into 2. Okay, and he said that he gave the name of Laurasia to the northern part, and he said that the southern part we can call it as Gondwana. So he said that the single landmass got divided into 2. The northern part, he said that it is called as Laurasia, and the southern part he called as Gondwana. And do you see the water in between these 2 landmass? He said that this sea was called as Tethys Sea. Okay, so this was the continental drift theory which was put forward by Alfred Wegener, this man. Okay, he said that there was a single continent, and that continent was called as Pangaea, and there was a single water body which was around this Pangaea, and he said that this was called as Panthalassa. He gave the name. Again he said that this single landmass got divided into 2 due to some forces, due to some movements, and he said that this 2 landmass, the northern we can call it Laurasia and the southern we can call it Gondwana, and the water body which was in between these 2 landmasses, he called that water body as Tethys Sea. Okay, now further he said that this movement of the continents or the drifting was happening. This was a continuous movement, and the shapes of the continents were changing slowly and steadily over a period of millions years. Okay, so over a period of million years, the process was going on. Okay, and the structure or the shapes of the landmass was changing. Okay, and here you can see the landmass was changing, its shapes were changing, and finally it took the shape of this continents. Okay, so now we know that we have 7 continents, and he said that the present day continents are a result of a separation of a single landmass. Okay, so this was the continental drift theory which was put forward by Alfred Wegener. So we will revise it again. He said that there was a single landmass, it got divided into two, Laurasia and Gondwana, and the Tethys Sea was between this Laurasia and Gondwana. Then again it got separated, and they were getting separated from each other, they were going away from each other. Okay, they were going away from each other, and finally the present day continents, or the present day structure or the shape of the continents we have, it was a result of the shift or the drift in the continent. Okay, so this was a theory which was put forward by the Alfred Wegener. Now he gave us some proofs. So one of the first proofs which he gave was the jigsaw fit. Now he said that if we take Africa and if we try to fix around South America, it can easily fit. Okay, so this portion can easily fit into this. So he said that this is a jigsaw fit, a puzzle, jigsaw fit. So jigsaw fit was the first proof which he tried to give. He said that if you take South America and if you try to fix it into the Africa, it can easily fit. Again, if you can take the northwestern part of Africa, it will easily fit into this area. Okay, and similarly with Europe, so with the Australia can again fit into this, Antarctica also can fit into this. So this was the theory this was the one of the proof, the first proof which was given by the Alfred Wegener, that was called as jigsaw fit. Now again he gave some more evidences. Okay, so the next evidences he gave was for the fossils. Okay, fossils of the creatures, fossils of the animals. So the first fossil he tried to give, one of the fossils he tried to give was the fossils of the animal which was a land reptile. Okay, it was a land reptile and it was called as Caenorgnathes. So this was Caenorgnathes and it was a land reptile. And he said that we will find fossils of this Caenorgnathes on South America also, and we will find the fossils of this Caenorgnathes in Africa also. And as it is the land reptile, if there was a water in between these two continents, how can this land reptile reach from this place to this place? So this means these two continents were joined earlier. Okay, these were a single landmass. Again he gave some more examples and fossils. He found fossils of a Mesosaurus, a freshwater reptile. Okay, a freshwater reptile. The fossils were found in this part of America and this part of Africa. Okay, again he found the fossils of a Lystrosaurus. Now this was again a land reptile, and he said that we can find the fossils of this land reptile in this part of India, this part of Antarctica, and in this part of Africa, and in this part of Madagascar. So this means this land reptile, the Lystrosaurus, it roamed in India as well as it went in Madagascar also in some part, and again it went in Africa also, and again it went in Antarctica also. So this means that it being a land reptile, it cannot swim. Okay, it cannot swim in the far distances in the sea. Okay, so it proves that the whole continent or the whole continental structure was a part of a single landmass. So these are the fossil evidences which were given by him to prove his theory of continental drift. Okay, so to prove his continental drift theory, first he gave the evidence of jigsaw fit. and secondly he gave the fossil evidences. Okay, so these two evidences he gave to prove his continental drift theory. Okay, now he tried to explain all this, but he failed to explain how did this happen, what was the reason, because the other scientists who were criticizing this continental drift theory, ठीक है, वो पूछने लगे, they started to ask, okay, we accept that you have found this fossil evidences, we accept that, okay, this jigsaw fit also we accept that we can fit these continents into each other and we can form a single landmass, we accept that, and but how did this happen, what was the reason, how did this movement take place? So to explain this movement or to explain this drift of the continents, what was the force? So he tried to give two forces to explain this movement or to explain this continental drift. ये continental drift को prove करने के लिए force क्या है, ये movement कैसे हुआ, और ये movement के लिए उसने दो forces को explain करने की कोशिश की. Okay, so the first force he tried to explain was the pole fleeing force. Pole fleeing. Pole fleeing force. And the second force he tried to explain was tidal force. Okay, now what is pole fleeing force? Now you know that the earth is revolving around the sun as well as is rotating around its own axis. ठीक है, अर्थ जो है अपने एक्सिस के अराउंड घूम रही है एंड इट टेक्स अराउंड 24 आवर्स टू कंप्लीट अ रोटेशन अराउंड इट्स ओन एक्सिस. नाउ व्हाइल इट इज रिवॉल्विंग अराउंड इट्स व्हाइल इट इज रोटेटिंग अराउंड इट्स ओन एक्सिस, दैट टाइम when it is rotating around its own axis from west to east, that time it will face a drag. Okay, while it is rotating around its own axis, it will face a drag, and that drag he said this is called as pole fleeing force. Okay, and the second force he tried to explain was the tidal force. Now what is tidal force? Now we know that every body has a gravitational force. Every body tries to attract the body, one body tries to attract each other body. Okay, so same thing is with the moon and the sun also. The moon also has its own gravitational pull and sun also has its own gravitational pull. Now these two bodies, the moon as well as sun, they are exerting their gravitational force on earth, and due to this gravitational force this movement happened. Because this gravitational force of moon and sun, it was for millions of years, and so for the millions of years the gravitational force was exerted on earth, and due to this gravitational force of moon and sun, this drift in the continent happened. Okay, but other scientists, they criticized it, they did not accept it. They said कि यार pole fleeing force, it is very weak. Okay, this is very weak force, it cannot result into the drift of the continents. And again the tidal force, that is the gravitational pull of moon and sun, this is also very weak. Okay, and it cannot result into a drift of the continents. Okay, so here he failed to explain the force which is there for the drifting. But the other factors which he tried to explain, that is the jigsaw fit and the fossil evidences, it was accepted, but the forces were not accepted. Remember, the fossil evidences were accepted, the jigsaw fit was also accepted, but the pole fleeing force and the tidal force, it was not accepted. Now अब एक बार theory सामने आ गई, was a theory is put forward. Now other scientists, they try to research, they try to find which is the force which was responsible for this drift in the continents. Okay, now the competition for the research started, and again a new research came forward, and that research is called as plate tectonics. Plate tectonics. Now what is plate tectonics? Now to understand plate tectonics, we will have to understand a simple example of a boiling milk. Okay, so to understand plate tectonics, here we can understand the plate tectonics from an example of a boiling milk. Now see, here is a vessel and it is heated from downside. Okay, and in this vessel we have milk. Here is milk, and the upper layer, if you see, this is the layer of cream. It is a thick layer of cream. Okay, now thick layer of cream, it may be of this thickness. For example, we don't know actually what is the thickness of the cream, but we will take that this is a thickness, this much thickness, the cream is having this much thickness. Okay, now the milk is boiling at a constant temperature. Okay, the flame, it is not very high or it is not very low, a mild flame. Okay, the medium flame, and at the medium flame the milk is boiling for a long time, and what will happen, it will create a layer of a cream upon the milk, and the convection currents will go on in the milk. Okay, the milk will come up, again it will go down, and the convection currents will happen. And here you will be able to find that below this cream, the layer of cream, you will find the convection currents. Okay, the milk which is getting heated, it will go up, and which is not heated, the less temperature, it will go down. Again, when it will go down, it will again get heated, then again it will go up, it will lose energy, again it will go down, again it will get heated up, again it will go up. Okay, so in this way the convection current will go on in this milk, and after some time the layer of cream which is thick, if you continue to heat this milk for a long time, this layer of cream may get break due to the vibration or due to the temperature or due to the pressure which is exerted from down. This layer, the thick layer of cream may get break. There may be a crack in this cream. Okay, ऐसे crack आ सकती है. Now the same cracks, the same cream or the same milk, if we take this example into our earth, we will find that these cracks are lithospheric cracks. Okay, so these cracks, here you will find these cracks. Here, this is the lithosphere. If you can see, this is the lithosphere on our earth. Here you can see this is the lithosphere. So this is the cream layer of earth, we can see. Okay, and here is the magma or magma. Magma means the lava. Once the magma comes out, you know that we have studied in the earlier lectures that when the magma comes out, it is called as lava. Okay, so here is the magma and it is red hot. Okay, semi-solid state, semi-liquid or liquid also, liquid or semi-liquid. Now here you can see this is in the liquid state, that is this is the lava. Okay, and here you can see this is the layer of our earth, that is the solid crust, the cream layer of our earth. Okay, this is lithosphere, we call it lithosphere. And below lithosphere, we know when we study the interior structure of the earth, we study that below the lithosphere there is asthenosphere. So this is the asthenosphere which is having lava in liquid or semi-liquid state, and now this lava is very hot, and again the convection currents are going on. So once the magma which is coming upwards, it is losing its energy. Again when it's losing its energy, it goes down, again it gets heated up, and again it comes upwards. Okay, ये ऊपर आता है, अपनी एनर्जी लूज करेगा, अगेन अपनी एनर्जी लूज करने के बाद में ये अगेन नीचे जाएगा. अगेन नीचे जाने के बाद में, क्योंकि वी नो दैट एज वी गो इनसाइड द अर्थ द टेम्परेचर गोज ऑन इंक्रीजिंग, राइट? सो वी नो दैट द टेम्परेचर इनसाइड द अर्थ goes on increasing. So this convection currents are happening. This convection currents are happening in the asthenosphere. So as the convection currents are happening in the asthenosphere, at that time, after some time, cracks will happen due to the pressure or temperature or vibration. Okay, so here you can see the lithosphere is breaking. The cracks, you can see the cracks. So these are due to the convection currents which are there in the asthenosphere. Now these cracks are all over in the lithosphere. Okay, and this lithosphere, due to this cracks, it got divided into various plates. ठीक है, सो ये क्रैक्स की वजह से हमारा लिथोस्फीयर जो है वो बहुत सारी प्लेट्स में डिवाइड हो गया. So here you can see we have different types of plates. Below these plates there is asthenosphere, convection currents are going on. So these are the different plates. So here you will find this is the Pacific plate, this is the North American plate, this is the Nazca plate, this is South American plate, this is African plate, here is our Indian plate, this is Australian plate, this is Eurasian plate. Okay, now plates, they may be of three types. The plate may be a oceanic plate, the plate may be a continental plate, or the plate may be a ocean continental plate. Means mix ocean as well as continent. Okay, so first I'll tell you what is the ocean continent, what is the continent, and what is the oceanic plate. So here you can see Pacific plate is a oceanic plate, क्योंकि यहां पर कुछ भी कॉन्टिनेंट का कोई भी पार्ट नहीं आ रहा है. ओके, देन ऑस्ट्रेलियन प्लेट, it is the continent ocean plate because it is covering Australian continent as well as it is covering some part of ocean also here. So this is the part of ocean. So the Australian plate is the continent plus conti ocean, ऐसा भी बोल सकते हो उसको, conti ocean. Okay, so Australian is conti ocean plate because it is covering some part of continent also and some part of ocean also. And then the wholly continent plate, that is it is only of continents. So okay, so there are three types of plates: oceanic plates, continent plates, as well as oceanic continent plates also. There are three types of plates. Now we have understood these plates and how are these plates formed. Now let's see how did these plates are responsible for the development of different continents. Now this development of these plates and this developments of these continents is responsible for the development of the continents. Now this concept or this phenomena is called as a sea floor spreading. Sea floor spreading. Okay, now here you can see this is the sea floor. Okay, sea floor. And now as we know, in the earth's crust we have two type of crust, that is the oceanic crust as well as the continental crust. When we were studying about the interior structure of the earth, that time we have studied that crust is divided into two parts, the continental crust and the oceanic crust. Now the continental crust is thick and the oceanic crust, it is thin. So when the crust which is thin, that time it will be a weak and it will be a easy target for breaking, okay, by the convectional current from the asthenosphere. So as the ocean current, it is thin in nature, it is very easy to break. So here you can see it is broken. Okay, so it is broken and lava is coming outside, that is the magma is coming outside. And when this magma is coming outside, that time it will get solidified. Okay, it will get solidified on this part. It will get solidified in these parts, in the outer structures. And again a new lava will come outside. Again new lava will come outside. Again this will get solidified on the margins of this plate, because these are the margins. Okay, these are the edges or margins of the plates, and the lava is getting solidified on the margins of the plates, and again new lava is coming, again it is getting solidified on the margins or the edges of the plate. अब इससे होगा क्या? This will create a opposite force, this will create a movement in opposite direction slowly and steadily. Okay, it will be very slow that it will, you are not, you will not even be able to recognize the shift. Okay, it is that slow. So the movement will take place in opposite direction. Now here you can see this plate is moving in this direction. Okay, and again here we have this continental plate. अब ये प्लेट के उस साइड में भी, दिस साइड भी कोई क्रैक हो सकता है. ओके, दिस साइड आल्सो देयर मे बी अ क्रैक, एंड अगेन द सेम थिंग इज हैपनिंग वेयर व्हाट हियर इज हैपनिंग, इट मे बी हैपन हियर आल्सो. ओके, ये क्रस्ट के जो ओशन के नीचे जो हो रहा है वो कॉन्टिनेंट के नीचे भी हो सकता है, बिकॉज देयर मे बी अ क्रैक below the continental crust also. Okay, and this continental the continental crust or the continental plate, they may also get shifted on the opposite direction. So when this continental the oceanic as well as the continental plates are moving towards each other, they will collapse with each other. So what will happen then? So the lower, the thin plate, it will subduct. Okay, it will go below, it will go below in this direction. Here you can see the plate is going below the other plate, it is going in the asthenosphere, and it is also creating a pressure on the continental plate. Okay, so here you can see the pressure is created. तो जब ऐसी दो प्लेट्स जो है वो एक दूसरे के खिलाफ ऐसे 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 आ रही है, so it will create a pressure and one plate will go below and it will create a pressure and it will get the other plate, it will get folded and the other plate it will go downwards. Okay, so इसके जैसे एक mountain create होगा. So here you can see the plate is getting folded and here you can see a series of mountains will be formed. Okay, and these mountains will also have some type of volcanic eruptions coming out, because this will be very weak in center. Okay, so rising magma, the magma will also rise. So these type of mountains are called as young fold mountains. Okay, young fold mountains. So this was the actual reason for the drifting of the continents. Okay, so as we know that we had a single continent that was called as Pangaea by Alfred Wegener, and there were cracks, some cracks were there on this plate due to the heavy the circulation or the convection current which was going on below this in the asthenosphere. The convection currents were going on and cracks developed, and when these cracks developed, the sea floor spreading started to happen, and slowly and steadily over a million years of time, this got separated from each other, okay, and it gave rise to present day continents. So this thing is called as plate tectonics. Okay, so plate tectonics gave the actual reason for the drifting of the continent, where the Alfred Wegener, he tried to prove it by the pole fleeing force as well as the tidal force. The two forces were rejected by the scientist, and the new scientist generation, they tried to research and they found out that our Earth, the upper layer of the Earth, that is the lithosphere, it is actually floating on the asthenosphere, where the convection currents are happening, and the convection, due to this convection currents, the lithosphere was broken, and after that lithosphere was broken, the shifting of the plates started, and slowly and steadily this different type of continents were formed. Now there are different types of boundaries which we need to know. Okay, so here you can see, here the plate is moving in different direction. Okay, so this different direct, when the plate is moving in different direction, this boundary okay, is called as divergent boundary. Okay, or constructive boundary, because it is creating new thing. Okay, so when the plates are moving from each other, they are called as divergent boundary. Why? Because they are diverging from each other. Okay, now when two plates are coming towards each other from opposite direction, they are coming towards each other, that boundary is called as convergent boundary. Okay, so here you can see the plate is coming from this side and one plate is coming from this side, and here we have seen that this young fold mountains were formed due to the folding of the plate, and the other plate, it got subducted. It went beneath this plate. Okay, it went beneath this plate down, and this plate, it got folded, and the new mountain series was produced, and this mountain series is called as young fold mountains. Okay, and this boundary is called as convergent boundaries. So we have seen divergent boundaries when the two plates are diverging away from each other, that is called as divergent boundaries. When two plates are coming towards each other and they are colliding, they are called as convergent boundaries or destructive. They are also called as destructive boundaries because they are destroying the plate. Here you can see this plate is destroyed. Why? Because it went into the asthenosphere. It got subducted into the asthenosphere. Okay, so that is why this boundary, the convergent boundary, is also called as destructive boundary. Okay, now there is another form of boundary also, and that is called as transform boundaries. Okay, so this is the crack, a small crack, and here this plate is moving in this direction, and here this plate is also moving in this direction. That means ऐसी प्लेट है और दोनों एक दूसरे की तरफ से ऐसे, मतलब both of them are neither colliding nor diverging from each other, but they are just passing from nearby. Okay, they are just passing from nearby, and that boundary is called as transform boundary. Okay, so this type of boundary where one plate is moving in this direction or other plate is moving in this direction, this type of boundaries are called as transform boundaries. Okay, so in this way we have studied about the plate tectonics, how did this continents evolved, and what are the different types of boundaries, and what are the fold mountains, the young fold mountains. Okay, so if you see, these are the types of young fold mountains, and here you can see the folds. Okay, the folds which happen due to the divergent boundaries. Okay, two plates collided with each other, one plate went inside and the other plate got folded, and due to this young fold mountains were created. Okay, here you can see young fold mountains, and mainly you will find these young fold mountains on the plate borders also, only plate borders. So here you can see these are the plate boundaries. This plate is colliding with this plate, and this plate went beneath. Okay, it got subducted, and here this plate got folded and created the fold mountains. So Rockies in North America are the fold mountains, then Andes in South America, these are also fold mountains. Here the Alps, these are also fold mountains because the plate collided with this plate and this plate got subducted. Here this plate got folded, created the mountains which are called as Alps mountains. Caucasus again are also a fold mountain, and Himalayas are also a fold mountains. Why? Because this Indian plate is converging, or it is colliding with the Eurasian plate. Okay, Indian plate is colliding with the Eurasian plate, and hence it gave birth to the Himalayas. So Himalayas are also the young fold mountains. Okay, young fold mountains. So in this way we have studied. Now you should remember the plates are still moving, and it is said that the Indian plate is moving in the north direction, and that the height of Himalayas is increasing day by day. Okay, so it is said that the height of Mount Everest, earlier it was 8848, now it is said that the height of Himalayas is 8850. Okay, earlier it was 8848, now it is 8850. The height has increased. Why? Because the Indian plate is colliding with the Eurasian plate and it is still moving in the northern side, and the height of mountains, the Himalayas, is increasing. Okay, so this is the basic reason. So in this way we have studied the plate tectonic theory and the formation of young fold mountains, and the continental drift theory also, how the different continents were formed. So here you can see this is the margin. Here are the Rockies in North America. Here you will find the Nazca plate is colliding with the South American plate. Then you will find these are the Andes. Okay, here you will find the African plate is colliding with the Eurasian plate, and here you will find the Alps. Here again in the Indian plate it is colliding with the Eurasian plate, and here you will find the Himalayas are formed. Okay, so this is the basic reason behind the formation of young fold mountains. Okay, so we have covered almost everything. Now in our next lesson we are going to study about the type. Thank you for watching. Jai Hind.